Hey guys, welcome back to From the Basement Gaming. I'm Matt, that's Josh, that's Andrew, showing that there are people who will spend more than an hour in our presence.
I
today,
do owe you money.
You're on the clock.
Yeah, that's right.
Today we're playing Clank. I'm pretty excited. I've heard a lot about this game, but have not had the opportunity to play it. And Andrew has been tricked. I mean, has agreed to explain it. So, Andrew, take it away.
It's all part of my fee. Okay, so Clank is not your traditional deck builder because there's an actual board that you're moving your little meeple around on. But the idea of the game is that we are each thieves that are delving into a dungeon beneath a castle in order to steal as much treasure as we can and find these relics and get out before the dragon gets too angry and kills us all. To do that, we're going to be buying different cards from this row of market cards here. And then these are cards that are always available in order to get better, different skills, different abilities, different items. We can get companions that will follow us as we delve into the dungeon. The reason the game is called Clank, though, is that some of these cards will have a negative effect on them called Clank, which adds, basically it's like making noise, and every time you generate Clank, you're going to add a token up here to this Clank banner. And when the dragon attacks, your tokens go in this bag, and we draw them out, and your color will cause you to take wounds.
Now, is it just our cubes that go in the bag, or are there some things in there already?
There are cubes already in here. There are several, I think about 20 black cubes.
Just black cube, okay.
In here. These are to show that the dragon is still a little lethargic as he's waking up, but whenever the black cubes get drawn out with our cubes, they get removed from the bag permanently. It's
we're on
really
borrowed
him.
time.
Yes,
Right,
exactly.
okay.
Yeah, before the dragon fully rouses, and every cube that gets drawn is damage to somebody. So, the way we're going to navigate this dungeon is also with these cards. The cards that you have will have 3 different symbols on them. Basically, you're going to have this boot symbol, and this is movement. So for every card you play that has movement on it, you get to move 1 space on the board. And that's going from one room into the next room. If there is a footprint symbol like that, then it costs an extra point of movement to get from that room into the adjacent room. So that's what movement is used for. The other symbol on your cards is this blue diamond. It's called skill points in this game, but that's what you use to buy cards from the market, with the cost being in the bottom right-hand corner. And like in most deck builders, when you buy a card, it's going to go into your discard pile, and then you can use it later. The third symbol isn't on any of your starting cards. It is combat, and it's this red sword symbol right here. And you'll need that to defeat any monsters that you find in the market. If you choose to fight them, you don't have to. They can sit there for the whole game if no one fights them. But in order to defeat them, you have to have a number of combat equal to the number of swords in the bottom right-hand corner. There are always plenty of goblins roaming around any decent dungeon. So you can butcher goblins all day long for 2 combat apiece and gain money for doing so. And money's used as victory points at the end of the game. So those are the different symbols on the different cards that you can get. But when it's your turn, you'll have a 5-card hand, and you play all 5 cards, and you use movement to move to the different rooms, skill to buy cards, combat to fight. The different symbols on the board there, we already explained the footprint. The other symbol is this lock symbol right here. You cannot pass along that path unless you have a key, which you can get from the market, and I'll go over the market in a little bit. The other symbol is this like creature head, whatever that is. Looks like a rat person to me, but I don't know.
It's the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I haven't.
Toothless?
Toothless.
That would explain. I haven't
We
seen
have
that.
children.
So that's why I haven't seen it. So, in order to move through here,
Children, yes.
in order to move through any space that has that symbol, you're going to either need 1 point of combat on the cards that you played that turn, or you're going to take a wound. It just represents random different creatures that are roaming around.
And we just put one of our cubes on that.
Anytime you take a wound, you'll take one of these cubes and you'll start on the heart and put it in one of those spaces. If you ever have to put a cube over the skull, you have died.
You've perished.
You have perished. So those are the different symbols on the paths. In each of the rooms, you have there's 2 different types of tokens with a question mark. The small ones are minor secrets, and the big ones are major secrets. The secrets are randomized at the start of the game, and there's actually 2 major secrets per game that you won't use. So I already randomly set those aside. The back of the rulebook has a reference that tells you what each of the different tokens do. All of them are good. There is one minor secret that has a negative effect, and that's the dragon egg. It's worth victory points at the end of the game, but it also causes the dragon token to go up on this track, which increases the number of cubes that he draws out of the bag every time he attacks.
Gotcha.
The other tokens out there are the relics themselves, the hexagon-shaped tokens. Those are all located in the bottom half of the dungeon, which is considered the depths. So if any of the game rules refer to the depths, it's referring to this bottom portion. You can only carry 1 relic, and the ones towards the top of the dungeon are worth fewer points than the ones towards the bottom. Sure. But once you have grabbed a relic, you can then attempt to make your way back up to the entrance to escape the dungeon. And then there are the monkey shrine symbols, like see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. You can only grab 1 of those every time you enter that room. But if you do like a little circular route,
definitely loops.
You can grab all 3 of them.
And I'm guessing that these that have arrows you can only move.
Oh yeah. If the
way of the arrow.
If the path has an arrow, it means you can only move in that direction.
Okay.
They don't go both ways.
Okay.
There's
Unlike you.
Ooh.
Parents
probably
burn.
Now.
For your love?
No, just you don't talk about my man that way.
There's also these this finger pointing this way. There's another one over there. It means you can actually go from here and basically lap around to that other,
it's like
other
the
side.
Pac-Man.
Yep. Like going through and coming back out the other way. And then there's the market. So these 4 orange rectangular spaces represent the market. When you move into one of these spaces, you can then buy any of these items that are located there. You have a crown. There are 3 crowns. They are worth, the first one's worth 10 victory points, the next one's worth 9, and the third one's worth 8. And you always have to take the one worth the most victory points when you buy one. There are keys. There are only 2 keys in the game. And those are what allow you to get through the passages that have a lock.
But there are 3 of us.
Right. So if 2 people buy a key and you had planned on going after like this relic, because the only way to get to it is through that path, just
not happening.
Pick a different plan because you're stuck. The other item you can buy at the market is the backpack. You can have more than 1 backpack, but there are only 2. So you can buy both if you want to. Each backpack lets you carry an extra relic.
Oh, wow. Okay.
To try to really rack up those points before you get out of the dungeon. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
So once a player successfully makes it out of the dungeon, they've grabbed it. You can't leave unless you have a relic. You can't just roam around up here and rack up some points and then just bolt.
Guys.
No, but the first player to successfully leave the dungeon will put their meeple in this empty space right here. And then whenever it would be, and then the other players continue playing as normal, but whenever it would be that player's turn, they will move their meeple over to the next, basically like tower, and that will trigger an immediate dragon attack that draws an extra cube. Then when it's their turn again, they move over to the next one. Dragon attacks with 2 extra cubes and so on until their meeple makes it to this space here, and then it instantly kills anybody that has not left the dungeon yet. So it does start like a countdown to the dragon getting really, really mad. If you die and you are in the bottom half of the dungeon, you're done. You don't
no points.
Unrecoverable.
Unrecoverable. That you don't get any points at all that game. If you're in the top half of the dungeon and you have a relic, then the townspeople will come save you, and you get to count up your points.
Is there any penalty for still dying in the castle?
There is actually. If you successfully make it out of the dungeon with a relic, there are those little tokens in the top corner up there. Those are called mastery tokens. They're worth 20 victory points at the end of the game.
Okay.
Everybody who makes it out
gets
it's
one
not
of those. So much that you're getting a penalty. It's that you're not getting the bonus.
Right, yeah, you don't get the bonus, yeah. But if you don't have a relic and you die in the top half of the dungeon, you still don't get any points because the town people have not come to get you.
Yeah, you don't have a relic. You're just
right.
You're just a bum.
Right.
Yes.
The dragon the dragon got a shit back.
Yeah. So that's the that's the basics.
Cool.
To Clank.
Yeah. Well.
Though there are some rules on some of the cards that pop up down here, but I don't have any of them out here. I actually did randomly set them up, but there will be cards that have acquire, which we do have one. When you buy that card, you also get whatever it says for the acquire. So these boots will give you a free point of movement immediately when you buy them, and then they're worth 3 movement when you play them.
So how do you track your coinage?
There are gold tokens. Sorry, I have them hidden over here so no one else gets any. These are all mine. My victory points.
Man, you've got 50 coins. That's how I win.
Yeah, so that's how you track money is with the tokens. But there are cards that'll have the dragon token symbol on them, and whenever one of those show up, it triggers a dragon attack. There are danger cards that will make the dragon pull extra cubes, and there's arrival cards which trigger an effect as soon as they're put out into the market.
What moves the dragon up his track?
So the dragon moves up the track when someone gets a dragon egg, which is one of the minor secrets, or every time someone picks up a relic.
Oh, cool.
Then he will move up. Yeah, and as you can see, depending on how many people you have playing, he'll start at different positions. So in a 2-player game, he actually initially does more damage or draws more cubes. But
cool.
I think that's pretty. Oh, there's one other thing on the board: the rooms with the hearts. When you end your turn in one of those rooms, you heal a damage. So you take the cube off of the thing and put it back in your supply. Cool. And the rooms that look like they're like crystal caverns, it's actually what they are, is crystal caves. When you move into a crystal cave, you can't move any further. Okay. That turn.
And there are certain cards that require you to be in crystal.
Yeah, the crystal golem, for example, you can't fight him unless you are in a crystal cave.
Makes sense. Okay.
So, cool. I think that pretty much covers it.
All right.
So, I think we decided I'm going to be first player because I have the most Clank cubes up there. Got 3, so let me shuffle this up. And you're going to start with a hand of 5 cards. Okay. So I basically just have to play everything that I have. Okay. So I do have a stumble, so that just generates noise. It's fantastic. Then I have 3.
Which is what you want, right?
Yeah, you want to be the noisiest thief in town.
Yeah, why not?
And then I have 3 burgles and a scramble. So the scramble gives me a point of movement. So I'm going to go ahead and spin that.
You'll move down?
So, yep, I just move into the first room.
Okay.
And then I have 4 skill points. So I can buy... What does that Dwarven Peddler do? Every time you play it, you get 2 gold. And it generates a movement. And it's worth 4 victory points if you have 2 of the following: the chalice, a dragon egg, and a monkey idol. So the chalice and the dragon egg are secrets, and monkey idol is one of those 3 things over there. Okay. So it's worth that extra victory points. Let's see. I think, though, I'm going to go with a sleight of hand. That lets me discard a card to draw 2. And I'm going to buy a mercenary, because he also only costs 2, and I have 4.
Do you replenish the shop right away?
Nope.
Or
no. At the end of my turn, which is now,
then
yeah.
Each time you gain gold this turn.
All right.
So that would make it your turn, Matt.
So, my stumble.
You guys are so noisy.
I'm 3 beers deep, just going in.
YOLO.
Right.
We've all been up up here drinking, and we're just like, hey, let's go get that treasure down.
Well,
yeah.
it started as a series of dares.
Right.
Yeah.
Truth or dare?
I've got
dare.
3 burgles and a scramble, so 4 points in a movement. Go ahead and move me into the room. And I'm going to make a couple friends.
It's going with is that an archaeologist?
Archaeologists.
And a mercenary.
Everyone loves draw mechanics.
Oh, yeah. The archaeologist definitely. Well, then you might be interested in this lucky coin that just showed up.
I mean, everybody hates draw mechanics.
So I've got
Especially Josh.
3. Well, I hate a lot of things.
2 stumbles.
3 burls, a scramble, and a sidestep. So I can move 2. I'll move there. And I've got 4 of the cool blue diamonds.
Skill points.
Skill points.
Let's get the terminology right.
Blue diamonds. And purple horseshoes. Funny.
That's wrong.
I am going to
Wrong
take
game. I don't know what you're playing. That's not.
lucky coin because Matthew wanted it, and explore.
Ooh, so going no combat.
No combat. I don't need it. I'm a pacifist.
So then we replace this card in the market. That is an Elven Dagger. That's actually pretty good.
That's a draw card. All right.
Oh, I guess I need to.
Draw your remaining 5, sir.
Yep. Oh boy. Well, there's my second stumble.
Man.
And 1 sidestep, so I'll just move over there. And then 3 skill points, which sadly is not enough for that Elven Dagger.
Nay.
Guess I'll go with an Explore. It's more movement, which is always good. And that's the end of my turn.
I think I'm pretty much going to copy you.
Because I think our first hand was identical to
Right.
think so, yeah.
So, yeah, with all that same stuff, I am going to move 1. And I, too, will buy an Explorer for more movement. And
You gotta add a Clank, yes?
And I get to add a Clank.
Oh, yep. There you go.
And so you should.
So, yeah.
All right.
I've got 2 companions now. I got guys for that.
I've got 3 burgles and 2 stumbles.
There's his noise.
2. I'm sorry. So 3, which is not enough for the Elven Dagger.
Nope.
I would take an Explore, but I already got one. So I'll buy an Explore. Wait. Now I'm done.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Stupid guess. 1.
Guess this is the last time Andrew's coming.
Yep, I'm a one and done
Right.
kind of guy.
So you got 96.
I had 96 points at the end.
93, I got some monkey idols and got some bananas and booked it. Picked up what I could on the way out. So close. So close. I mean, these two guys died in the dungeon.
I was at 76.
I was in the last room
Yeah.
to get out. And
I know. I kept trying to tell them, just leave him there. Just leave him there. He's dead. And
They brought his body out
stupid
anyway.
people brought you out anyway.
so close.
I should have tried to kill you myself.
I think the keys are a lot more important than I thought
Yes.
they were before, because had I, instead of buying that second crown, if I'd have bought a key, I probably would have been out.
Because you could have gone up this way instead of that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The keys are super important.
They are.
They unlock every tunnel in the place.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Well, I honestly totally neglected the
The market.
market.
Well, yeah, but your strategy.
Worked pretty
It
well.
worked pretty well. If you hadn't gotten the biggest
I did go grab the,
the
biggest.
Right,
treasure
artifact.
in there, or had happened to be 3 gold short or 4 gold short,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that would have
Actually, it was these
sealed the
2
deal.
secrets.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That
So,
won it for me.
Plenty of mechanics could have,
Swayed it.
but it's the game. It's the way it is.
It's a great game. I
It is
love
a great
this
game. I like the speed of turns. Like,
Oh yeah.
I one round in which people are like, "Are you done yet, Matt?" And that was it. That's it out of the whole game.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I like it because it's different than your typical deck builder. Because you got
Yeah,
the
the
board,
boards.
and the theme is great. The whole diving into the dungeon, trying to get in and out before the dragon kills you, which I didn't do, but still managed to pull it out in the end, but just barely. So.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend this to anyone that's looking for any game whatsoever. I mean, seriously, this is a great game.
It
But
hits
I just
on-
wanted to play a game of Sorry.
You shut your mouth.
You are sorry.
Yeah.
No, it hits on several different levels for anyone who likes deck builders.
Yep.
It's definitely good as a deck builder if you like dungeon, like the theme of diving
building.
into a dungeon to steal treasure from a dragon.
Yeah.
It does that really well, especially with the making noise mechanic. It goes in the bag, and then when the dragon attacks, the more noise you've made, the more likely you are to die.
Very good
Which
mechanic.
you learned the hard way.
Yeah, I mean, both times, I think.
Both times I played this with you,
I've
the
died.
dragon killed you.
Yeah.
But
I'm afraid of dragons.
yeah. And so there is one expansion for it, the Sunken Treasure. So it's got like a underwater theme to it,
Yeah.
I guess, in a different board.
Well, and this has a...
Yeah, there is a second side to this
Second
board,
side.
and it's supposed to be more advanced. The market is in a different place. The monkey idols are in a completely different place. It's supposed to just be a little more complicated to get through, but I've never played on the other side.
You're always teaching people how to play.
Yeah, I played it. This is the 3rd time I've played this copy of it, and every time it's been with new people, so
Yeah.
this is the better side to use for that.
That's a good one, though. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's easy to teach, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a basic grasp of deck builders, then this is super easy to learn. And even if you don't, it only took like a couple of rounds, and you're
Right. You're just in it.
You're going.
And it's PvP in the sense that you're all, competing to... I guess it's more of a race. And the only time that you really screw one another is when Matthew leaves the castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He
other than
bolts
that,
early.
there's really nothing that you can do to kind of...
Yeah,
I
there's
guess there was one attack card.
There's a couple of cards like
Yeah.
Tattle where you can generate Clank for other players.
Right, but it's nothing that's too...
No?
No.
There's no direct,
Yes.
gotcha.
Right.
It doesn't
Gotchas.
have any of that. Even if you're the only one that has the combat to kill the kobold to stop the dragon from hitting harder, and you're like, no.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
it's also screwing you kind of too.
It's true.
But
So,
yeah.
it's a gamble. All
Ooh.
those
I like gamble.
all those cards that generate Clank
Yeah.
are powerful, but it's a gamble.
Mm-hmm.
So
And the randomness of the tokens, I think, is
there's-
great.
Yeah, the tokens.
There's
are good.
actually 2 major secrets that you won't use in each game. So we didn't have a big healing potion. We didn't have another chalice. And then there will be 1 of the artifacts at random that you don't put out.
But those are,
So
you know where those are going because
yeah, there are
Okay.
specific locations.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
this is good.
I'm glad you guys
No,
enjoyed
it
it.
was a really good game.
We'll
It's fun
keep
and fast.
reshooting this until one of us wins.
Oh,
But, yeah.
oh man,
We'll go ahead
I'm
and
gonna be
pretend.
here. We'll call the cops.
Well, after,
Yeah,
you,
right.
after you leave,
Right.
we're just gonna.
We'll fix
you know,
this in
We'll
post.
fix
Oh,
this.
yeah. So I'm suddenly not here. In the end, it's just you two. Andrew had to leave all of a sudden. He wasn't feeling very good.
Yeah.
I know. No, we didn't say that. Just like Andrew's a really sore loser.
Yeah. It's just a lot of
He couldn't
weeping.
even. He couldn't even get through the review. He decided he hated this game and said Josh could have it.
Sweet. I like this.
But anyway, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. As always, you know, you guys can make suggestions. We have a lot of board games behind us to review eventually, and I've got games. I think I've got games that Josh doesn't own, and I'm sure Andrew has plenty of games that Josh does not own.
Got a little bit of overlap, but I think we're...
Yeah, I think there's enough variety.
So, you know, we're open for suggestions. You know, just leave those down in the comments of the videos. We'd really appreciate it. Don't forget to swing by the comic book channel. Their link to it will be down in the description of this video. And yeah, thanks again for watching.
Yeah.
We'll hopefully have another one out here in a couple weeks or so. But,
more games.
right.
We have plenty of games. We just need to...
Play more games.
Plenty more games. So yeah, we'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Hey, you got the clap.
Clapping all I want. Oh, wow.